I wanted to talk about the report from Woj about the Knicks offer at the start of the summer for Donovan Mitchell. He tweeted it out in tandem with the report that the Cavaliers landed Mitchell in a trade. He tweeted this: at the start of trade talks in July, New York offered Utah a Donovan Mitchell trade package including RJ Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. Jazz turned that down, and then Robinson signed a $60 million extension to stay with New York. Now, if that was a trade offer, Utah might have messed up because that package for Donovan Mitchell is crazy. And is it better than the one they got from Cleveland is debatable. RJ Barrett versus Colin Sexton, I guess it depends. I think Colin Sexton's probably just barely the better player right now, barely. And maybe I wouldn't even say that. I think they're fairly in an even playing field. But in terms of potential, RJ Barrett is far better than Colin Sexton in a deal. But did they want to pay him $30 million? Would they rather stick with Colin Sexton's deal and have it more tradable down the line? Maybe. Would RJ Barrett win them too many games? I don't know. Obi Toppin showed a ton of promise at the end of last year for the Knicks, giving him the starting spot on a rebuilding Jazz team. I think he could really blow up, so that would have been great. And then Mitchell Robinson is another solid prospect too if you give him enough playing time and the freedom to do what he can do. 3 unprotected firsts is what would be huge. And the biggest difference I think in this trade is obviously RJ Barrett I think would be the best player they could have gotten back in a Donovan Mitchell trade. But I think the value of those Knicks picks would probably outweigh the value of the Cavs picks they got, because I think a Knicks team with Donovan Mitchell and no RJ Barrett is a much worse team than the current Cavaliers team with Donovan Mitchell. And so I think those firsts from New York would have been better. So it's a bit confusing why the Jazz turned that down reportedly. I mean, I listened to Trevor Lane and Ron Gutterman, excuse me if I said that wrong, on the NBA Front Office show today, and talking about how, maybe they didn't actually offer that. This could just be the Knicks posturing to appease their fans so they're not too mad. But it's weird the way the Knicks acted afterwards, because as soon as the Donovan Mitchell trade went through, they flooded their timeline with RJ Barrett. I'll call it propaganda. Just highlights, pictures saying King of New York. He posted a picture to Instagram. As soon as the Donovan Mitchell trade talks were over, they were all in on RJ Barrett, and I think that's a really dangerous way to run an organization. The Knicks are effectively throwing him in trade packages all summer, as reported by Woj at the very least. And then as soon as the trade talks end, they're like, "Oh no, we love you, man. Like, thank you for all you do. We're so happy you're back." And they kind of, this was pointed out on the Front Office show again, kind of dangled that extension deadline as, "Okay, Jazz, if you're not going to do this, then we're going to extend RJ Barrett." And the podcast I listened to said, the Jazz probably didn't like that, but if I'm RJ Barrett, I don't like to hear that either. You're telling me that you're using extending me as a threat, like that's the bad option in a trade. Like, I take a little offense to that if I'm RJ Barrett. Like, yeah, you can't complain too much because you got a 4-year, $120 million deal. Like, you're rich. That's generational wealth. You're going to be set for life, but I want to play somewhere I'm wanted. And from the way the Knicks are putting things out, it sounds like they were more than willing to go with RJ Barrett in a deal. And you hear reports that they even like Quentin Grimes more than RJ Barrett. Tom Thibodeau saying that, members of the Knicks organization, which is crazy. I don't understand how RJ Barrett's become so severely undervalued, because honestly, I wouldn't have traded him straight up for Donovan Mitchell. Maybe that makes me crazy, but I think RJ Barrett has more potential to develop into a 2-way star wing and be better than Donovan Mitchell, because Mitchell doesn't play defense, and you already have a score-first guard in Jalen Brunson, and obviously Donovan Mitchell is better than Jalen Brunson, but in terms of what fits that team, I would much rather build around RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, Obi Toppin, this young group you have, and also compete with Jalen Brunson on the roster and figure out Julius Randle later. But they were so willing to give up RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell, and even used him as a threat. Use extending him as a threat, and then as soon as the deal went through, they're, "Oh no, we love you." It seems very weird to me. I think RJ Barrett's fine. I mean, again, like I said, he got paid, he got the bag, but something to monitor maybe, because I wouldn't be too happy if that's what ended up happening if I'm RJ Barrett, because it just seems shady. The whole thing that happened with New York and RJ Barrett and Donovan Mitchell seems very shady.